good, y'all? It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV, back at y'all with a Monday Night Raw review. First off, let me start by saying this episode of Raw last night, it was horrible. Like, I literally wanted to turn this off after the first hour. The best part of the episode last night, honestly, guys, was Braun Breaker versus Penta. These guys have incredible chemistry in the ring together. That spear that the spear that Braun Breaker did when Penta jumped off the ropes and he speared Penta in midair, absolutely just split Penta in half. That was the best part of the show last night, man. Shout out to Braun Breaker. I do have a lot of criticism for him because I feel like he's not developing his character as far as him, talking on the mic and doing something besides barking. Roo, roo, roo. I got any dogs? I hear any dogs barking out there. Roo, 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 roo. Like, bro, you a grown-ass man barking like you're DMX, bro. It's obvious Braun Breaker's favorite rapper is DMX. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, this guy's incredible. In the ring, even though there was a botch, right? There was a botch where he tried to jump on the ropes and flip Penta, and he messed it up. But Penta did a great job playing it off. He pretty much played it off as if Braun kneed him in the face or something like that. But shout out to Braun Breaker, man. So yeah, other than that, the segment with Raquel and Rhea Ripley was incredible. Raquel basically came out and called out Rhea Ripley for ruining her match to qualify in the King of the Ring. They ended up fighting each other. Rhea pulls out a table, but Raquel counters Rhea and slams Rhea Ripley through the table. But this is what ruined that for me, guys. 5 minutes after Rhea Ripley got slammed through a table with a Slim Jim logo on it, by the way, she runs backstage and demands a street fight with Raquel. Now, if you just got slammed through a table, right, and we know that wrestling is fake, but you have to act like it's real. Rhea Ripley, why you couldn't at least run backstage and hold your back and at least act like it hurt? Bro, she ran backstage like she just got done popping a perk or popping just like, bruh. She acted like she didn't get slammed through a table. Now, I know Rhea Ripley is a strong woman. I know she got muscles, she got broad ass shoulders, but goddamn, Rhea Ripley, you couldn't play off the fact that you just got slammed through a table? You couldn't at least act like it hurt? Jesus Christ, bro. Like, what's going on with the WWE these days, man? Like, characters aren't even staying in character. God damn. So we start off the match with Seth freaking Rollins. He comes out with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. And Seth asks the fans who they want, right? The fans say CM Punk. So Seth says the fans don't really know what they want. And he says that the fans need people like him to tell them what's good for them. Now, while he said this, I was asking myself, is this Seth Rollins or Triple H, right? Like, this sounds like something Triple H would say. Anyway, so Seth says that CM Punk came back because the company likes how much Seth Rollins hates Punk. I disagree with that. He says that he put Cody Rhodes on the map. I disagree with that. And he says that he made Roman Reigns, right? Now, guys, we got to have an honest conversation about how jealous Seth Rollins is of Roman Reigns, bro. Like, obviously, Roman Reigns, he was the star of the Shield. He ended up becoming, the face of the company. And he pretty much was champion for close to 5 years. And I think that Seth Rollins really is jealous of that, right? I think that Seth Rollins really feels like that should have been him instead of Roman Reigns. And we know that Roman Reigns is going to retire in 2 years. But I mean, Seth, you got to get over that, bro. Like, I think the whole point of this group that he's in with him and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I think that this is Seth Rollins' version of the Shield. And this is him basically showing people how he would have ran things if he was the number one, in that group instead of Roman. And I just think that, Seth Rollins, bro, like, you keep saying that you're going to run the company and that when you cash the money in the bank, this is going to happen. Bro, you're 40 years old, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you take good care of yourself. You don't look 40 years old, right? You don't have any gray hair. Your hairline's not receding. You're in tremendous shape. But Seth Rollins, you're 40 years old. Seth Rollins is still acting like he's 2 years into the main roster, and I just don't get it. Like, he's not carrying himself like a veteran, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, he says that LA Knight got tsunami 3 times for sticking his nose in his business, and he says that when he cashes in the money in the bank, it's the end game. So Seth Rollins at 40 years old thinks that he's Thanos, right? Blame Triple H for letting him win the money in the bank over LA Knight. Yeah. So we got the first match of the night. It's Penta versus Braun Breaker. And I thought that most likely Seth and Bronson would help Braun win unless somebody interferes and helps Penta, which I doubt. So Braun Breaker, he must go to the same tanning booth as Donald Trump, y'all. Why is Braun Breaker so goddamn orange? Like, serious question. Somebody let me know in the comment section, man. So Penta jumps off the ropes. Penta hits a spear and splits Penta in half. He speared him while he was in midair. And this was an incredible match. Penta and, Braun, like I said, they got great chemistry together. After this, backstage, Adam Pearce tells AJ Styles that his title match with Dirty Dom is postponed due to injury. Who cares, right? Next, we got an interview with Oldberg, Crippled, and Michael Cole. And Oldberg basically says that Gunther verbally assaulting him in front of his family is why they're fighting. He says that he's going to beat the fuck out of Gunther. And who honestly believes this, right? Like, I say that this is cap because, like, there's no way a 58-year-old is going to beat Gunther and take the World Heavyweight title. We all know that this is his retirement match. It's his last match. And listen, guys, the reason that we're getting this match is because Triple H is trying to convince people that Gunther is a likable guy, right? Gunther is a beast, right? He's trying to show people, how dominant he thinks that Gunther is. So that's why he's going to have Gunther beat Goldberg, right? Because he's going to have Goldberg put Gunther over with the fans. But the problem with this is you're not going to get any credit for beating a 58-year-old Goldberg who can barely fucking walk. The guy walks with a limp. We're not going to give you no credit for winning this match, Gunther. Like, is Triple H really just that stupid, y'all? Like, come on, man. So next we got Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. I honestly think Jade Cargill should play Storm in X-Men. So Jade Cargill wins this match. We already know that there was no way Roxanne Perez, who just moved up from NXT, was going to win this match. She's only been on the main roster for 2 months, right? So we all know Jade was going to win this match. There's not really much to say on that. So next, Gunther comes out and says that he's going to ruin Oldberg's legacy at Saturday Night Main Event when they fight for the world title. But like I said, how? He's 58. He's supposed to beat him. This is nothing to brag about, right? So we have another... Guys, there was so many backstage segments on this episode of Raw, and it just goes to show that Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. There was so many backstage segments that were just unnecessary last night, and you could have added more matches to the show last night that were entertaining, right? You got a bunch of backstage segments, and you have a bunch of shitty matches, and I just don't get like how people are allowing Triple H to continue to do this. So backstage, Karrion Kross basically brags to Sammy about being right that he lost. He tells Sammy that he will never be a world champion, and then Sami Zayn punches Karrion Kross in the face, right? He also says that they're officially having a match together next week on Raw. Who cares, right? So the next match, we got Bayley versus Becky Lynch for the title. If Bayley loses this match, she should honestly just leave the WWE and go to AEW or TNA, because I honestly feel like Bayley's character is played out. It's boring. The fans don't care. I don't care. And who hired this new announce lady, bro? Like, she looks like a female Static Shock. Her hair looks like she got electrocuted. And I don't know who decided to hire this lady, bro. Like, she literally looks crazy. So Bayley hits the manhandle. Becky gets out the ring. Then Becky throws Bayley over the announce table. Then Becky puts a bunch of chairs on top of Bayley to stop her from coming back in the ring so she can win by countout. Lyra Valkyria helps Bayley. Then Lyra interferes by hitting Becky, and Bayley gets disqualified. And this whole match was a joke, bro. Like, what was the point of this? The fans were booing. Shout out to the fans for letting Triple H know how trash his booking is. Like, the fans were literally booing at this match, y'all. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. Like, what was the point of this, right? So next we have Raquel. She calls out Rhea Ripley for screwing up her King of the Ring qualifier match. Rhea leg drops Raquel, and then Raquel spears Ripley outside of the ring. Then she gets a table from under the ring. While she's getting the table from under the ring, Rhea jumps off the announce table and punches Raquel. Then Rhea tries to riptide Raquel through the table, but Roxanne Perez stops her. And then Raquel, splits Rhea in half on the table. And I think this segment was awesome, right? Even though this wasn't an actual match, I think that Rhea versus Raquel in the street match is going to be incredible. I can't wait to see it. And they should have just made this a match on Raw last night, bro. Because like I said, this is the second best part of the show. Also, did you guys know that Raquel is married to Braun Strowman? If they have kids, they're going to be some tall-ass kids, because Raquel is about 6 feet tall. Braun Strowman is 6'8", and I had no idea that they were married, right? So anyway, next we got the main event between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. The winner faces Randy Orton at the King of the Ring match. I'm predicting Cody to win this match to get his title back from John Cena. It's obvious that Triple H doesn't want Jay to be a world champ, and he's going to go back to being a tag team jobber with his twin brother Jimmy Uso, when clearly the biggest star in the company right now is Jay Uso, right? The fans love him, he's over, but Triple H doesn't care, right? Because like Triple H said, it's not about what the fans want. Just sit back and watch the goddamn show, right? He should have never lost that title to Gunther, but it is what it is, man. You know? So yeah, we start the match off with Jay. He goes for the crossroads. Cody hits the Cody cutter, but Jay taps out. Then Jay spears Cody after he tries to hit a second Cody cutter, but Cody taps out. Cody hits a super Cody cutter, but Jay kicks out. And then Jay hits a revert. Jay reverses a crossroads. So he did the crossroads. He did the crossroads on Cody Rhodes. He took his move, but Cody tapped out. Then Jay goes for the splash. Cody counters by pretty much putting his knees up. Then he slams Jay off the turnbuckle. Then Cody hits the crossroads and beats Jay, just like I predicted. Once again, it's not about what the fans want, guys. It's about what Triple H wants. Cody Rhodes will win the King of the Ring and get the title back from John Cena. CM Punk is not going to win that Night of Champions. And this episode of Raw for me gets a 1 out of 10. It was horrible. Like I said, guys, the best part of the show was Braun Breaker versus Penta and Rhea Ripley brawling with Raquel, which wasn't even a full match. It was just a little segment promo. And like I said, man, last week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown was way better than this episode of Raw. And Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. How long do you guys think Triple H is going to keep his job? like seriously, like guys, like honest question, right? How much longer do you guys expect Triple H to keep his job, bro? Because he doesn't know what he's doing, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Whenever The Rock is gone, right? It's like you may get one good episode of Raw and SmackDown in 2 months, right? But I mean, I just don't get like how people are allowing Triple H to do this, bro. Like these shows, it's like these shows are getting worse week after week after week. And I just don't get it, y'all. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. I'll see you guys on Friday after Friday Night SmackDown. I'm out.